serendipity. For the money, yo, serendipity. Do it for the bag, yo, serendipity. Let's get it, yeah, serendipity. Whoa,
you know the vibe, plenty on the side, and we busy living, loving with the dollar signs. Hold up, you know the vibes, money on my mind. Make it from the matrix, everything computerized. We play US 30, bullets ride like the derby. There's so much paper we making you think it's coming.
What up, guys? Elvis Justice here, aka you know the vibes, aka let's go, yo, aka US 30 legend. Now, today on this episode, we are going to talk about how to calculate pips or how to calculate profits on US 30. Now, I have a lot of ignorant people or ignorant traders attacking me that, oh, Elvis, what's the way you calculate your profit on US 30 is not that, right? And yes, if you're ignorant, you don't know what you are doing, that's what you are going to be talking about. And it's very, very, very normal because a lot of these guys are strictly currency traders. Now, one thing you should know is that US 30 isn't CAD JPY. US 30 isn't GBP USD. US 30 isn't GBP CHF. US 30 isn't Euro JPY. Like, US 30 is a stock indices, right? You have to understand that I personally do cryptocurrencies, I do Forex, I do stocks, I do options, I do futures, I do a lot of stuffs, right? But what I don't trade a lot of pairs, right? I just trade just few pairs. If I'm trading GBP, I only trade GBP pairs on currencies. I only trade, let's say, Amazon, Tesla, and some few pairs on stocks, and I trade some few coins on cryptocurrency. You don't need to trade everything on the market, right? You don't need to know a lot about the market. You just what you have to focus on here is to make money, and that's it. I don't even on indices, synthetic indices, I don't trade a lot of pairs. I don't trade boom and crash. I don't trade range break. I only trade step index and some few volatility pairs, VIX 75, 51s, and some few VIX pairs. That's all. I'm done. I don't need to trade everything, right? If you're a trader here and you are watching me today, know that just master few pairs, just master some few pairs, and that is it, right? Just master some few pairs, stay consistent on that pair, and you become a boss or a legend in that pair. It's very, very simple, right? If this is what I'm doing, someone says somewhere and tell me that, yo, bro, what this is how to calculate this, that this is how to do that, I feel that, yo, you don't know enough. I've been doing stocks for 4 years. I even did stocks before getting into cryptocurrencies, becoming a legend in cryptocurrencies. Then along the way, I did Forex, then I did synthetic indices. It went that way. So I've been doing stocks for a long time, right? So now let's get back to the whiteboard, right? Let's get straight to the whiteboard. Now, US 30 on some, no, let me use an appropriate, yep, something like this. Now, US 30 on some brokers is called US 30, right? Now, US 30, it can also be called DJ 30. Now, DJ 30 is Dow Jones, right? Dow Jones 30, right? Dow Jones 30, Dow Jones. So some brokers, whenever you meet US 30 on some brokers, know that it's still US 30. Whenever you meet US 30 on some brokers, calling it DJ 30, know that it's still US 30. The same thing applies to Nasdaq, right? Nasdaq, some brokers will name it NAS 100. Some brokers will also name it US Tech, right? US Tech, right? It's the same Nasdaq, right? US Tech. Some will also name it Nasdaq, the full Nasdaq, right? Some also name it the full Nasdaq, right? I saw one funny broker naming this US 100, right? One funny broker was naming this US 100, right? So it's the same thing that you guys would see. You see different names on different brokers. Strictly know that it's Nasdaq. Now Nasdaq, the full meaning of Nasdaq is National Association of Securities Dealers Automated Quotations, right? I'll not repeat that. If you come to my class, you get a better understanding. But all these really don't really matter, right? For all these really don't matter, right? You just need to come here, come make your money. You just go. You don't need to know where the origin of Nasdaq, the origin of cryptocurrency, the origin when, bro, come on. Stop playing. All right, so for example, now let's calculate pips on, or points, or profits, whatever you guys call it. Let's calculate it on US30, how to calculate NAS 100, and we will also talk about SPX, right? So how to calculate stock indices. This video is how to calculate stock indices, right? I just got back from work, bro. I'm tired, but you know the vibes. Work doesn't stop. All right, so US30 currently stands at 33. Am I sure? Currently stands at, today's date is 7th April. So it currently starts at 33,480. Now, what a lot of people don't know, that US30 is a price weighted index. When I say a price weighted index, it means that it carries a lot of price power. That's why Nasdaq will be somewhere, let's say 13,000, XPS will be somewhere 4,080, right? Why is XPS 4,080? Why is Nasdaq 13,000 something? And why is US30 33,480? You get why. Go find out. It's an assignment for you guys, right? So it's called a price. We can Google these things, right? Just get the information on Google, right? It's called price weighted index. Now, price weighted index, that means it carries a lot of power from 30 different US companies, right? So now let's calculate profits on US30. This is for the ignorant people that don't understand my signals, because mostly every single day I trade US30, I post US30 signals and stuff. Now, what you need to understand, that US30 is actually a very, very volatile pair, right? When I say volatile pair, that means price moves, like it moves anyhow. It can, the next minute you can catch, let's say 50 pips or 50 you can catch 50 pips in a point in a minute. You can catch 500 even points in 1 hour. You can catch, let's say 300 points in just 2 minutes, right? It's very volatile. It doesn't stay at one place. You see it's moving here, going there, coming here, right? But we have a way of trading with this pair. You have to be trading this pair with 70% fundamentals, right? 70% fundamentals. You have to be a very good fundamental trader, and maybe use 30% technicals to trade this pair. Now, 30% technicals, because you're going to be finding entries, right? After reading the news, you now come to the chart to find entries on the market. Get your TP, get your stop loss. You don't find momentum on the market with technical analysis. You find momentum or volatility in the market with news, right? There's a saying that when fundamentals come out, technicals disappear. I always tell my students this. Whenever you are trading, you make a setup, right? And whenever there's a news, the news will destroy your setup. You draw your trend lines, you have your Fibonacci constructed, everything done. But when there's a news, your fundamentals, your technicals disappear. Every chart that you are draw, it becomes useless whenever a news comes in. So I trade US30 with strictly fundamentals, and I have a lot of ways, a lot of news that you should check out. There's some news that you don't need to check out, blah blah. There's some news that really affect just US30, right? And some correlated pairs to attach. That's what I teach. I teach in detail US30 strategy. It's a strategy, actually. You're just reading news, but it's a strategy. Some news will come early, some news will not come early, some news will after 1 minute after the news is being published, you see that news affects the market, right? It's a strategy, it's a whole strategy that I teach, and I'm not going to teach that today. So, for example, like I said, when fundamentals come, technicals disappear. So you have to be if you want to exceed in trading US30 like a guru, like a sniper trader, like a good trader, you have to perfect your fundamental analysis, right, and get all the vibes. So let's say, right, let's say the current price of US30 is 33,480, right, and let's say you make plus 100, right, plus 100, right. Let's say they move, you make, let's say, price plus 100, right, and plus 100, 33,480 plus 100 is definitely 33,580. I hope you guys are following, right? Now, this is it. US30 is a price weighted index. So price weighted indexes, we calculate them in points, right? We calculate them in points, right? My mouse is a bit stagey, but let's get it. Points, right? Not pips. It's calculated in points, not pips. If you're a currency trader and you are trading this and your mentor tells you that US30 is calculated in pips, tell him that Elvis Justice said he doesn't know shit. Right, it's calculated in points, not pips, because it's a price weight. Now you need to master, if you've not had mastery of a pair and you come out, you know, going at people for not, you know, like, bro, you need to, this ignorance in Africa has to stop, right? It's a YouTube video, but I'm treating this as if I'm teaching someone. This is how I teach people. I'm, you know, right? So when there's we calculate it in points, not pips, right? So for example, if I post a signal and I say, let's say TP1 hits for 100 points equals to 1,000 pips, right? Now let's do something here. 10 points is equivalent, right? We are going to make a calculation here. 10 points is equivalent to 100 pips on US30, right? On even stock index, not just US30. I see a lot of traders calculating cryptocurrencies, pips, options, pips, commodities, pips, everything, pips, forex, pips, indices, pips, bro. We don't do that, yo. Right? Know what you're doing. It's part of the foreign exchange market, but different calculations. Cryptocurrencies is calculated in percentages, right? Stocks is calculated in points. All JPY, GBP, USD, those stuffs, you can calculate them in pips. So 10 points is equal to 100 pips, right? 100 points is equals to 1,000 pips, right? 1,000 pips, right? You can see it, right? So 1,000 points is definitely equals to 10K. That's 10,000 pips, right? So whenever I say I've caught 10K pips in a single day, that means I caught 1,000 pip points, right, in a single day. So don't confuse it. Whenever you see me saying TP1 smashed for 300 pips, I mean 30 points, right? Use this. When I say US30 TP2 smashed for 600 points, I mean 600 points, I mean 6,000 pips. And we've been doing it back to back on my signal page. A day, I think on a normal day, we can catch a normal 3,000 or 2,000, 3,000 pips like it's nothing. That's like 200 points, 300 points. Like in some 15 minutes, we are done for the day, right? There's volatility in the market on just New York session. If you are going to be trading stock indices, always be trading them on US Open, right? At US Open, always be trading it at US Open. That's the New York session, right? So if forex traders or currency traders are catching a week, the minimum pip you can be catching is 1,000, 2,000 pips, and I can be catching that. Your 1,000, 2,000 pips would be my 10,000 pips in a single day or 2 days. That's what I do here, right? So you have mastery of your stuff, stick to your stuff. Let us do our stuffs here. You get me, right? So the price will be 33,580. Back to this. So plus 100, that is what, 100 points. That's equal to what, 1,000 watts pips equivalent, right? 1,000 pips. So what does that mean, right? There's an increase of 100 points that's made you have this 33,580. right? So price will be 33,580, and there's an increase in 100 points, which is equivalent to what? The 1,000 what pips. Now, what does this mean? So this means if you are trading on a 0.01, right? If you are trading on a 0.01, that is equals to 0.10 cents. Oh, my. Okay, it's back. That's equal to 0.010 cents per pip, right? That's equal to 0 cents per pip, right? When you do this calculation, right, you're going to get $100, right? If you're using 0.01 lot size, right? 0.01 lot size moves 10 cents. So if let's say it's going to go 100 points, you're going to be making $100. Very, very simple, right? I'll go over it again. If you are using 0.01 lot size, right? I use Eagle FX, so I'm talking about it. I'm going to post the link in my bio so you guys would get access to what's the broker that I use. So if you're using 0.01 lot size, which means it's going to be moving 0.10 cents. That's 10 cents per points. So if you're going to make 100 points, that means if you calculate 0.01 times 0.10 and you are making, let's say our TP1 hits for 100 points, you're going to make $100. So imagine our TP4, TP5 hitting for 500 points. That means you're going to make $500 with the smallest lot size. That's a funny thing. That's why a lot of you guys, when you see my screenshots, whenever I post my screenshot, I always stick with using 0.10 lot size. As you grow, you always try to increase your lot size as you grow. You don't stick at one lot size, using one lot size forever. Like, bro, sometimes increase your lot size as you make profits in the market. Increase your lot. So a lot of you see me using 0.10 lot size, and you see me making 4,000 euros, 5,000 euros, 10,000 euros, and you'll be like, hey, how is this guy making a lot of money with a small lot size? It's your broker. So you have questions with your broker, right? So I'm just using the standard broker. 0.01 equals to 0.10 cents. Then you get all the vibes with it, right? I hope this makes sense, right? I hope this makes sense for everyone. If you have any questions, you can ask me. So US30 is calculated in points, not pips. So whenever you see me posting TP3 smashed for 1,000 pips, know that I'm talking about what 100 points. You go like that. So if I say TP, let's say 5 smash for 5,000 pips, that means I mean 500 points. And if you are using the smallest lot size 0.01, you're going to be making $500. Imagine you're using one lot size, bro. You're a millionaire. Right, so let's talk about XPS, right, quickly before we leave. I think time is not on our side. I need to go work. I'm a doctor in training and a doctor in trading. Buzz, my nigga. Right, S&P 500, right? So what is S&P 500? There's another stock indices, right? S&P 500 stands for standard. This is standard, right? P stands for, bro, come on, bro. Stands for poor, right? Standard poor index 500. This X stands for index, right? Index. So standard and poor index 500. That's another stock markets that you can also get when you go to brokers. You see it as US 500, right? You see it as SPX 500, right? You also see it and in other brokers as S&P. They write it S&P. It's the same thing. S&P 500 is slightly the same thing, right? So yeah, so I post signals. I give free signals on stock indices. I've been trading this thing for 4 good years. No one can show me that this is how it's done unless I accept constructive criticism. Like, I'm a very humble dude. Like, I like people coming to me, bro. Sometimes I'll post a signal, people will come to me, Elvis, I think there's a sell rather than a buy. I would try to also understand what the person is also. So I love constructive criticism, but attacking me that you don't know what you're doing, bro. You have to go reread your stocks books, right, guys? So you know the vibes. Yep, you know the vibes. Next video, I think I'll be talking about cryptocurrencies. We'll be going into cryptocurrencies. This is just a stock indices sum. This is not a strategy course. This is just an intro to the course, right? This is just a 30 minutes. In 30 minutes, yeah, you just watch this and you get all the vibe. So let's go, yo.